Few days ago, the Indonesian public got an official announcement about the transfer of Qatari Mirage 2000-5 for the Indonesian Air Force. This announcement came out 2 days after an Israeli portal called Israeli Defense made an article regarding this transfer deal. So let's discuss it in today's video. What the article said about the Mirage transfer, the official MOD statement about the plan, when will the aircraft arrive, and what can we expect from it. Stay tuned. The news about the transfer itself is actually mentioned briefly in the article, and they mostly tell who's involved from the technical aspect to the financial ones. They said that the deal was made possible by A-System Solutions, a Dubai-based company owned by a French businessman and former French Air Force officer. The delivery will be prepared by Defense Conseil International, also a French-owned company based in Qatar, and will be transported by Antonov AN-124. And for the financial aspect, negotiation was conducted by Excalibur International, a subsidiary of Czech company CSG, who's also involved in the Heiser deal last November. On the 14th, following the widespread media coverage about the Mirage deal, the Indonesian MOD, through its Public Relations Office, released a press conference to answer some of the questions from this acquisition. The MOD said the Mirage 2000-5 acquisition and its supporting equipment was conducted according to the letter released by the Ministry of National Development Planning or Bappenas on 17 May 2023 and a letter from the Ministry of Finance on 20 September 2022 for the MRCA/Mirage 2000-5 program, including its supporting equipment, for about $734.5 million. The acquisition contract itself was signed on 31 January 2023. The aircraft will be delivered 24 months after the contract is in effect and will strengthen the 1st Air Squadron in Pontianak, currently hosting Hawk 100 and 200. The MOD explained that the contract includes 12 Mirage 2000-5 of the Qatari Air Force, 9 single-seat and 3 double-seat, 14 engine anti-cell, technical publications, ground support equipment, spare part, test benches, AC delivery, insurance, 3 years of service support, pilot and technician training, infrastructure, and weapons. Although they didn't specify what kind of weapons that were included. They added there are several reasons why the Qatari Mirage is chosen. First, the Air Force F-5 has been retired for several years without a replacement, and it's creating a hole in their overall fighter strength. Second, the Hawks will also enter the end of its service life. And third, the Air Force has plans to overhaul their fighters, including Sukhoi, F-16, and Hawks, which will deplete their combat readiness for some time. That's why the Air Force needs to acquire more fighters with quick delivery time to fill the gap and mitigate future circumstances. Before, we heard the reason behind it was to familiarize Indonesian pilots with French-made fighters before Rafale arrives, but it wasn't mentioned during the press conference. Honestly, I'm still against this acquisition with reasons I already explained in my previous video, but it is what it is. So let's be positive and find out what's good about the Qatari Dash 5. One of the selling points about their Mirage is its relatively young airframe and low flight hours. As we all know, Qatar got their first aircraft in 1997, but they rarely use it. So if we roughly count how many years it can still fly, with careful maintenance and operation, my best estimate is that it still can serve for 15 up to 20 more years. Maybe. This is enough time for Rafale, KF-21, and probably the Eagle to order to complete and reach operational status. What about its capability? In general, the Mirage 2000 is a single-engine 4th-gen fighter aircraft capable of reaching a speed of Mach 2.2. It has a range of 1,550 km and service ceiling of 17,000 meter. This capability is comparable with the F-16, which the Indonesian Air Force also have. It has 9 hardpoints and can carry both air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles and bombs. Some noticeable weapons include Mika air-to-air missile, Exocet anti-ship missile, Apache standoff missile, and Scalp cruise missile. I wish some of the missiles I mentioned were also included in the contract. The Dash 5 in particular incorporates advanced avionics, new multiple air-to-air, air-to-ground firing procedures using more advanced radar, new sensor and control systems, and a new countermeasure system. the Dash 5 cockpit has HOTAS control and incorporates Thales 3020 HUD and 5 multifunction Advanced Pilot System Interface or APSI displays. These combined displays present all data relating to flight control, navigation, target engagement, and weapon firing while reducing pilot workload. The aircraft is equipped with a self-protection suite, the ICMS Mark II Automated Integrated Countermeasure System from Thales. It incorporates a receiver and associated signal processing system for the detection of missile command data links. This system can be interfaced to a new programmable mission planning and a post-mission analysis ground system. Lastly, and the main improvement over the previous Mirage 2000 generation, is the Thales RDY Radar Doppler Multi-Target with look-down shoot-down capability, allowing the aircraft to detect, track, and guide weapons to an air target flying below and along the line of the horizon by eliminating ground clutter produced by radar's reflection when it's aimed towards the Earth's surface. Very important capability against aerial targets who wish to hide themselves using nap of the earth technique. Moreover, the radar has multi-target capability and can simultaneously detect up to 24 targets, track at highest priority threats while guiding Formica air-to-air missiles to different targets. If we only talk about the aircraft alone without adding external aspect of its operation, the Mirage 2000-5 is a very incredible fighter in my opinion, and it will be a much-needed asset for the Air Force, especially to defend and patrol the airspace around its future air base. From Pontianak, the Dash 5 will be able to reach Natuna Island and the South China Sea and perform its task better than its predecessor, the Hawk series. Indonesia will have limited time operating this fighter, so they better use it to its full potential in the limited time they have. I hope the Air Force will also buy necessary missiles and bombs to make it more lethal. One particular weapon that I recommend having is the air-launched version of the Exocet. I think it wouldn't hurt to acquire this missile, because not only it can be an extra deterrent in the disputed waters of the South China Sea, but also an early investment for when the Rafale arrives. However, we have to keep in mind that operating and maintaining this aircraft will pose a challenge. As we already discussed in my previous video, spare part availability will become an issue for the Air Force in the next couple of years. Will they be able to keep every single aircraft flyable when spare parts become more and more scarce and of course more expensive to get? I guess only time will tell. And lastly, with the presence of the Mirage, the Indonesian Air Force not only will get more fighters, but also add another type to their fleet. In the grand scheme of things, operating 4 or 5 different fighters will be more difficult than operating just 1 or 2, no matter how capable we are. I want to believe the Air Force already has a strategy to overcome this matter, but it's still the main concern for me and maybe for all of you too. And that's it for today, the Qatari Mirage 2000-5 transfer to Indonesia. What do you think about this deal? Do you accept it or still against it? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.